Hello, I am Rumfus. This is Tyranny, and I'm on my way to the bastard city to, I don't know, help out Barik to try to get his big old encasement of armor off of him. And on my way, I got this encounter, so here we go. The road winds through a narrow ravine. You're considering how it would make an excellent locale for an ambush. Even as the bronze armored soldiers step onto the road before you, you glance back the way you came and confirm your suspicions. The way back is blocked by additional warriors. The soldiers draw blades and bows, faces creased with stress and spotted with dirt. Bandages peek from gaps in ill maintained armor, and the banner they plant in the soil is more tatters than heraldry. They don't make you wait to learn their intention, however. This is for Apex, Fatebinder, whore of the Overlord. Don't call me a whore. This is for the nation you despoiled and the heroes you murdered, for Vendrian's well and its god. Arrows are knocked, their heads glistening with poison oil. Prepare to meet the void. Should I attack them? Should I speak to them? Or try to flee? I will try to speak with them. Your hands near your weapon, you consider your words carefully. Threaten them with my athletics. Your, you roar at your ambushers in fury, striking your hand against your chest, reminding them of the death and destruction you have wrought across the tiers. The Oathbreakers look to one another, resolve crumbling before your torrent of boasts and threats. Do you really want to throw your lives away for a dead realm, you ask? They back away from you as you stride through their ranks and continue your journey. Nice try. I'm just an absolute menacing tyrant, it seems. That's the path I've unintentionally, but also intentionally chose. Some abilities allow party members to attack multiple times with basic attacks. I know, I've put points in them. Hmm. Oh, here we go. Spire information. What's going on here? Received a missive from Fatebinder Rogalus. Construction of the library in the spire. Blah blah blah. I don't know what happened. I was doing research, but I guess I have to go. New items since last visit. Yeah, I guess I gotta go back to actually get it. 825. Let's see. On the subject of the spires, dear Sir Rumfus, your tone seems so cold, distant, and distrustful. It's almost like you've been paying attention all these years. Yes, I knew I learned about the wording of the edict, and while I did not advocate that you be sent, I did not disagree. Like it or not, you are young, fit, and entirely self sufficient. You should be flattered to be trusted for the honor of proclamation. I am asking about your experience because it's not every day that someone breaks an edict, let alone awaken a spire. In fact, I don't know of anyone ever doing that before recent time. If I had some insight into your experience, perhaps I could shed light on what happened, or get you in touch with someone who could. Oh, should I? You'll have to settle for the written equivalent of a blank stare. Hmm. I'll leave it with that. You seem to think I've learned nothing from my time in court. Whatever I tell you will just be used against me later. You will have to settle for the equivalent of a blank stare. Sir Rumfus, send it. I am in Tunon's court, I think. Oh. Well, Fatebinder Callio and Rogalus. It's going to take 24 hours to get to you? He's right here. Oh, there's Tunon. Tunon.
Fatebinder, your return to court is later than I expected. Were it not for Bled and Mark offering to vouch for your actions, I would have stripped you of title and the protections of Kairos.
Tunon, Archon of Justice, regards you from over his podium. I'm here now. Let's get this over
If
with.
your conduct is as impetuous as your tongue, then the failure of Endrian's well is no mystery to me. Let us speak of Ascension Hall. We have all manner of discordant and conflicting stories to piece together. In your own words, tell the court what transpired.
I took the citadel and satisfied Kairos' command. To this end, are my means not justified? The conduct of the disfavored and Scarlet Chorus displeased me greatly. I ended the siege as I saw fit.
Even if that meant alienating your former allies, driving a rift between the court and the military, and potentially upending what we've spent 3 years building together. I wish I shared your confidence, Fatebinder. The court will ponder the testimonies we've received, and judge the matter in its proper course. For the time being, you will continue to travel on your own accord and dispense justice to both sides of this civil war. If your presence is required here in court, we will find you. You are dismissed.
Okay, but, does armor remove speak with Tunon in court? Okay, well, I need to speak with you again. Circumstances... Oh. The circumstances were, well, it was madness, Your Honor. No one could be expected to act in a rational way. No, perhaps I expect too much of my servants. Is that it? No, Your Honor, but if you hear my testimony, I think you'll understand. I see a better alternative has presented itself. Fatebinder, will you audience this case in my stead? I'm curious what manner of conclusion you draw. I have something I needed to speak to you about. I don't want to have to deal with this. But I guess I'll hear the case. Excellent, the testimony will begin. I'm afraid it's a sensitive matter. I was away from the city, seeing to a military camp when I discovered 2 Scarlet Chorus soldiers. She clears her throat and holds her posture firm. Defiling a woman. A local from the tiers. Yes, and I understand that it's a common enough occurrence in that army, but I couldn't stand for it. I was brought up to know better. She looks up at Tunon. I was taught to be better. Horrible. Yes, yes, I thought so too. I fought the recruits, they fought back, but in the end my skills won out. After they were both dead, I let the poor woman go. Their gang boss witnessed everything, though he did not intervene until it was done. I was trussed up and brought back to court in a wagon, where you find me now. And what fine company have you made over the journey? No journey. The gang boss spreads. Oh, it's not. I thought it was Tunon talking. And what fine company you made on the journey over? The gang boss spreads his lips open with a toothy grin. The defendant is charged with the murder of subjects who are owed the protection of Kairos' law. Fatebinder, assume you wish to cross-examine? Why is the victim of assault a matter of concern? The gang boss didn't intervene at all. Chucklebones. If my recruits couldn't defend themselves against a glorified clerk, then their lives were forfeit. As far as I was concerned, good riddance. I'm still happy to get satisfaction out of the matter. The law is the law. All he did was joke about how the court would be merciless, laughed all the way to the bastard city, didn't seem particularly bent out of shape over his lost men. That sounds about right. Did you speak with the Tears woman? Only briefly. She thanked me before fleeing. I didn't want to keep her. She'd suffer enough at the hands of those soldiers. You don't think she said anything about wishing to join the army? What? She glances at you with frank curiosity. The army? Not that I. Thinking, she frowns. And she definitely wasn't in the area for that very purpose. I probably shouldn't be guiding the witness. Her eyes widen as she realizes your intent. The Fatebinder nods. That's right. She only mentioned it in passing, but she told me that she was attempting to make contact with the Scarlet Chorus, to join them. That was when the soldiers attacked. Oh, this has a point, Fatebinder. Oh, I get it. Do you regret your actions? She frowns and thought, no. If our positions were reversed, I would have wanted someone to step in on my behalf. Kairos' law be damned. She glances up at Tunon with momentary unease. Suppose I should keep my distance from the Scarlet Course in the future. Might not be able to restrain myself if I saw it happen again. I'm ready to give my ruling. Very good. Present the verdict. And let us be done with this unpleasant affair. I thought you had things to do. Why am I... I thought you were going to leave, and I was going to deal with this myself. if the woman intended to join the Scarlet Chorus, she was protected under Kairos' law. Your actions were just. This is a clear-cut murder of protected subjects. Guilty. Fights get out of hand all the time. The Fatebinder's intent was pure. She's innocent. What? She delivers a bow of gratitude, holding your eye contact the entire time. Thank you for hearing my case. Fatebinder Fioria, you have ducked Kairos' punishment with a technicality. Be more mindful of your delicate position in the future. Your grasp of Kairos' law troubles me. It reeks of independent thoughts honed beyond the principled walls of my court, and yet it is your ruling. Dismissed. Alright, so you return. It is gratifying to see that the war has not caused you to forget your roots. What is it you wish to know? I have a request from Barik of the Stone Shields. There it is, what I wanted. A troublesome, armored figure staring daggers at me from the antechamber. What does it want? Tunon glances beyond you to the distant, imposing silhouette. He came to inquire if the forge bound could help remove his armor. If he has become encased in iron, that is one of the courts. That is none of the court's concern. My forge-bound smiths are occupied crafting weapons for the army, and I would not have their focus diverted to liberate one soldier from his raiment. As you will, Your Honor. Now that it's decided, is there anything else you need from the court? Nope. Then be on your way. Sorry, Barik.
On it.
Um, that's not the one I wanted. World map. So now that that's done and over with, can I... Oh, I do have to run there. I might as well go there. And then I would be going to Torn Strand afterwards. Back to the Spire. Oh, I guess I gotta go over here first. Oh. Oh. Welcome back, kid. Amusing as it was, as it is, would have been to watch the edict drop. I guess I'm glad you lived. Bled and Mark, the Archon of Shadow, rouses from a faraway stare, turning to face you with a wry smile. Though he stands still, it seems to sift. He seems to sift in and out of the shadows that surround him. At first, his words seem odd. After all, you two have met in the Ashweald between the edict breaking over Vendrian Well and now. But when you shoot him a curious look, he raises his red painted eyebrows in return, a secretive smirk quirking the right corner of his mouth. Clearly, he doesn't want you to mention your clandestine meeting in the presence of the court. What do you mean you guess? You're glad I lived. Nod subtly. His eyes glint with approval, and he grants you a subtle nod in return. Want to know something? The Archon's voice ends on a playful melody, and the red face paint above his jawline creases with a smile. Only if I'm not going to regret knowing it. You won a lose-lose situation. Not saying the educator was wrong to send you into certain death. Someone had to read the edict, but I like your type, kid. You're right. You're the right combination of capable and too damned stubborn to die. That not only survives but thrives on suicide missions. The Archons fight damn well. Didn't help your chances. Can't say I'd have done different if it was my life on the line. Everyone's keeping an eye on you because you did something nobody has done before. Got a guess as to what that might be? I'm the first to resolve an edict before its consequences came to pass. I'm the first Fatebinder to engage in war against an ally soldiers. Let me guess. When the first Fatebinder, Kairos has decided to promote to some position of authority. Can't you just tell me? Yeah. Oh, that happens more often than the educator might like to admit. You could be the first binder of this particular conquest to bloody our hands, but I'm satisfied assuming that whatever you needed to do in Vendrian's Well was self-defense. Proclaiming an edict isn't new, neither is surviving or resolving the commandments of an edict, but you're the first to proclaim and resolve the very same edict, and it didn't kill you. In one fell swoop, you survived your second edict, resolved the very one you had proclaimed, and woke an arcane structure that had slept for several centuries. So, why are you telling me this? Did I do something wrong? And now I go on your short list of people who stand out as potential problems? Calm down, kid. This isn't a list of charges. He thumbs the blade of a dagger and grins. Prosecution isn't part of my job description. Executing a judgment, well, that's another matter. I don't care what you do with the information, but you should know the danger you're in now that you've put yourself on the map. Since you don't seem big on playing nice with the Archons. You can bet both of their armies are going to try to cut you down as you go forward. Watch out for a knife in your back. Thanks for the advice. The Archon of Shadows shrugs to you in farewell, but his golden eyes are alight with interest as he watches you. To the well! Hmm. Here we are, Barik. I've got some bad news for you. Only the slightest nod of Barrick's doomed helm offers any indication that the soldier noticed your approach. Didn't turn out like you'd hoped, did it? Shouldn't surprise you that the Archon Tunon would not unmake that was wrought by the Overlord's wrath. Surprise? No. Disappointment? Yes. The Archon's decision changes nothing. I have persevered to this point. I shall continue to do so for the sake of General Ash and the North. There may be another way, Barik. Your master was very specific in his sentence. He forbade not only assistance from the Forgebound, but from anyone, anywhere in the world. No, the Archon forbade any subject of Kairos to aid you. You split hairs, Binder. The whole of the world bends to the knee of the Overlord. If that were the case, we wouldn't be in the tears, would we? Papa. You're not suggesting we ask some renegade mage for aid? You would discard the spirit of law in favor of its letter? Trust me, Barik, it's the letter of the law that matters. More fear. Not to me, the honor of a deed lies as much in its spirit as its action. So you don't want it removed, then? Oh, you sweet, sad, silly little boy, says Verse. If your honor demands you remain in the armor you'll remain. It does. Thank you for understanding. He bows his head to you and moves away, trailing behind him the wafting reek of a fetid privy. Okay, what does Rogalus have to say? You insufferable upstart, how dare you take my sermons on cynicism to heart? I expect you stupid youngsters to ignore me, not to actually listen to my wisdom. You're threatening the whole social order of things. Perhaps it's best you say little to me on these matters. Better you speak with the Honorable Fatebinder Mjolthis. Though I suppose Binder Emeritus? Yeah, is more apt title, as she's free of official duties and idles her days in an estate up north, far from the war, far from the watchful eyes. I am one of the few to whom she will speak. With my blessing, and if you curtail your attitude, she might share what she knows with you. On the reverse of this parchment, you'll find instructions to contact Myothis. I encourage you to open up about the edict and your experience the spire. There is much you need to learn. Okay. Got some wrath with them now. I got nothing else to missive is archived. Quill in hand, you loom over a blank sheet of parchment. You have Binder Mythos' contact information in hand and contemplate your opening words. Polite introduction, brash. I'll be polite since I don't know you, I guess. I write to you at the urging of my peer and tutor, Fatebinder Rogalus. He has found himself bereft of answers, a rare condition for him, and suggested you may be the only source of the answers I seek. If you will pardon the imposition, it would mean a great deal to learn what you know of Kairos' edicts and the magic of the spires. The mountain spire of the Tears has awoken to my presence, an event that occurred moments after I resolved the edict in Kairos, so it's critical that I learn just what happened to me and what it all means. I thank you for your advice, or thank you in advance for your consideration and wisdom. Send it. Oh, I also did some magics. Gave some people more magics and such. So there's that one there. There's one right down here. There's two there. Why does it show like there's so many? Yeah, it shows there's like so many. Feels as if your reach has broadened. You can feel the push and pull of your influence growing through the tiers. If you concentrate, it would appear you can begin the same trance that showed you glimpses of the previous spire. Touch away! Once more you touch the sculpture, and once more your mind is flooded with sensation. This time of your senses leaving your body and floating up, higher even than the mountain spire, until all of Terratis is beneath your feet. From high above, you see the mystic currents moving about Terratis, billowing clouds of every color that churn about the realms. Even from this far away vantage point, the cyclones and currents of magic fill you with dread and foreboding. Send your senses toward the mystic currents. Send your thoughts downward. Mystic currents. As you near the mystic currents, you hear an incoherent voices. You hear in commands, proclamations, the stuff of edicts. All across Terratis, the edicts of Kairos, some centuries old, still live on. Their arcane signatures bright as the midday sun, seemingly stronger than the day they were proclaimed. As your senses float away from the arcane turbulence, you are struck by the fact that land untouched by edicts appears to be the in the minority. Oh, okay, yeah. Land that has been untouched by edicts appear to be in the minority. Got it. Even lands long ago conquered by Kairos are still haunted by edicts, whether because they still linger from the olden days of conquest, or if they were cast more recently to suppress rebellion. Your senses cannot glean. I will step away from the structure. Nothing new, it seems. Um. Yeah. I won't. I won't do any of that, I guess. But I will. So that's done with. Back to the Sunset Spire. It'll take you 15 minutes to teleport. Obnoxious. That's way too much time. It's almost as long as these loading screens. Hello, sir. What's the status of your research? I'm happy to say I have made great progress. He beams at you and exhales a welcome breath. Allow me to show you my findings. A scroll. Old water. Sweet. Research items. What did I do? I think I said research items. Conduct research to find recipe for new items. Yeah. Ooh, sigil scroll. I'll do that. So now I don't have to teleport, but I do. Yeah. Tawn Strand. I'll go down here. I'm supposed to be helping my crew out, and I wasn't able to do anything for Barik. But such is the way of things. You win some, you lose some. I tried to help him, and he got fearful of me. Got another message. Do you remember your training under Bled and Mark? I remember mine. Funny to think that you and I are about a century apart, but to Bled and Mark, we are all children. Wait. Huh. Matter of archival. Archive was a repository like no other. It contained the collected scholarships of centuries. It should have been studied and oh, well, um, this was Rogalus. I don't know. I just feel confused for some reason. It's probably unjustified. Oh, wait. Yeah, my confusion is unjustified. Do you remember your... Yeah, I remember training. Blah, blah, blah. I'm now the oldest of the court's children, and I've seen much in my time. It's probably for the best everyone assumes I'm old, harmless, and worth shuffling away in the archives. If I were scrutinized too closely, I'm sure Tunon would find I've grown lax in my spoiled old age. Part of why I am where I am is that I've kept my head down. You appear to be doing the opposite in some regards. This is beyond your control. You were chosen for the honor of proclaiming Kairos' edicts twice. To decline would have meant death, but to accept means to be placed on the stage for all to see. Kairos' most powerful weapon is not the edict. It's her ability. Kairos is a woman? I didn't know that. Did it say that? It might have said that. I don't remember. It's her ability to hand us rope that we willingly use to hang ourselves. Never forget this. There are numerous questions nestled in your request. What is it you wish to know most? Focus your inquiry, and I will answer as best I can. I don't care about the edicts. I care about the spires. Please and thank you. Oh, dear Meothis, it seems wise to know one's domain. It seems wise to know one's own domain, and seeing as I am now the master of Mountain Spire. I ought to learn all that I can. If you would share with me what you know of the spires, I would be in your debt. I'll start with what I know and have observed so far. The mountain spire seemed to awaken at about the same instant that Kairos's edict of execution was put to rest. There was a burst of arcane energy that drowned out my senses, and I awoke at the summit of the spire in what seemed to be just a few heartbeats of time. Atop the spire is an old sculpture of sorts, and it seems to be the core of the spire's mystic energy. I have been seeing visions and receiving sensations from the sculpture. It seems odd to describe it as talking to me, but that seems the closest analogy. Am I the first to report such things? There are other spires elsewhere in the world, correct? Send it. I'm not going to see what the other one is and read through that whole one. Hello? Diocles. Oh. The tumultuous winds of the Edict of Storms reduces visibility to arm's length as you press it. Really? As you press against the headwinds and into the torn strand, silhouettes materialize in the swirling detritus before you, the sound of their approach swallowed entirely by the raging gale. The shadows resolve into haggard warriors attired in ragged leather and tarnished bronze. One man steps forward, pulling off his helm to reveal a grime-roughened face of deep umber, cross-hatched with pale scars. He's unbroken. Hold, stranger, you don't look like one of Ash's inbred handmaidens, but you're no scion of Stalwart, so who are you? Your mother didn't teach you to introduce yourself first? She did. I am called Diocles, son of Tyrannos, veteran of the unbroken union of Stalwart. He gestures to the other soldiers. These are my sworn women and men, strong soldiers each, their metal tested in the forge of war against Raven Ash's legion. So what did your mother name you? I don't know. I never met her. I was cast into war as a war mage. I don't know her names. I just know a name that I was told. Who I am doesn't matter. I am Fatebinder Sir Rumfus. Sir Rumfus? The Stormcaller? I hope you have a damn good reason for showing your face in Stalwart. Weapons come to the ready from every warrior around him as he recovers his wits. We've come to question the warrior named Orissa. Why I'm here is immaterial, but I'm leaving with the head of an assassin named Orissa. You look more prepared for murder than interrogation. Why should I let you speak to her? He looks again to his soldiers, who exchange among themselves expressions of morose recognition. I seek Orissa for matters of court, and you will recognize my authority. I take it from the furtive glances that Orissa's already dead. Wait, what? Are you kidding me? Shit and double shit. Very perceptive. I hope you agree that spilling blood over a dead woman serves no one. He gestures to you, then to his warriors. Crocus claimed Orissa was responsible for several slayings back in Apex. I don't know the name, but in Apex, Orissa had some less than honorable compatriots. She tried to convince me that this one Haven mercenary was no stranger to killing for rings. Turned out he was a crook with as many names as alliances. When Orissa got word that he sold some of his charges into slavery, she broke ties with him. If you seek justice for someone slain in Apex, you should seek it elsewhere. Is there anything else you can tell us about Orissa? Absolutely nothing. She's dead. We're not. I suggest you pack your gear and go. In hope of future cooperation between our forces. What would you know of me? In hope of future cooperation between our forces, what would you know of me? Thank you for what you told us, and farewell. Wait, ancestors, forgive me. He sighs and rubs the bridge of his nose. Orissa kept these gloves with her. When she last left, she asked me to get them to her sister, Clea. You'd be able to find her on her homestead near River's Break in Old Apex. It'll be years before I'm able to fulfill that request. A frown shadows his feature. If you travel to Tears, or travel the Tears, or you travel the Tears, if you give them, if I give them to you, can I trust you on your honor to deliver the gloves to Clea? As Diocles presents the gloves, Versa's eyes widen, but she keeps her lips tightly clamped together. Do you have a choice? Let's see that she gets them. Do any of us? You have what you came for. We're going to back away if you should do the same. And you should do the same. If we meet again, blood will spill. River's Break is now on the world map. We managed to get through that without picking a fight. Verse turns from the retreating soldiers, resting a hand on her hip. Weeping whispers. She gingerly rests a hand upon the bounded gloves. Fuck, I've missed these. You know these gloves? They belong to one of my Furies. Verse replaces the wrappings with care. Sarissa had a sister. A sister for a sister, then. There's a certain poetry in it, right? Are you suggesting what I think you're suggesting? We need to find this Clea. We must know something about who Orissa ran with during the war, right? Or she must know something. And who knows, maybe she'll turn out to be someone in need of a good stabbing through the face. Verse smiles, her eyes glinting. If we go to River's Break, we're not going in with weapons drawn, understood? It has been a while since we gave someone a good face stabbing. Keep it in your pants. You know you can't avenge yourself on a dead person, right? Killing her sister won't hurt Orissa. It has been a while. Has been a couple days. Literally minutes, she grins. No, it hasn't been minutes. You proud of me? I'm proud of me. Come on, screw this place. She gestures towards the road.
Right.
Alright, well, I'm done here then, I guess. Would like to open those, but that would start a fight, which... Nah. Now, where is this? Holy... I wish I could go there. Am I allowed there? I kind of want to go there so I can just teleport. Well, I guess I'll go to Sentinel Stand. Fuck it. Up to River's Break. Okay, encountered in the blade grave. Through the billowing dirt and rust kicked up by the Edict of Storms, you make out shifting silhouettes of a small group ahead of you, appearing lightly armored. Armed and armored, the group pulls two carts in their wake. They haven't noticed you through the maelstrom. Attempt subterfuge, allow them to pass by without making your presence known. Sure. 6. They continue past without noticing you and fade into the wailing winds. Days upon days of traveling. Ooh. A barrel. Some cheese. Nothing's up there. Who's this? Essa. An older woman tends to a small but verdant patch of farm. Plump gourds and vegetables of vine and root vie for soil and light with a fig tree, its branches drooping with what passes for abundance in the tears. The farmer notices your approach and takes up her shovel as if it were a spear, favoring her left arm with a wince. Careful, stranger. I'm no easy mark, and have little worth of your time or blood. A few errant strands of thick gray hair loosened from the band that tames the rest frame her deeply lined face. She may be old enough to be my mother, but she holds herself like a warrior trained. Drop the shovel, tell us where Clea is now. Nice farm. Who are you? I'm the woman who tills the soil, mends the walls, and protects them with her blood. I'm supposed to be here. You're the ones who should be announcing themselves. She points the shovel's edge at you. Feisty. I like this old coot. Burst grins. Girl, this old coot has split skulls twice as thick as yours. Good hearing, too. We see Clea. Clea? Clea was my youngest. Why are you asking after her? She lowers the shovel slightly, her eyes widening slightly at the name. Was? Shit, don't tell me we're too late. I'll have you keep a civil tongue in your head, girl. While you're on my land, she jabs her shovel in Verse's direction as if she could seal the Fury's mouth with it. Sorry, ma'am. Verse blinks in surprise at her own words. What happened to Clea? She narrows her eyes, her fingers tightening protectively around the shovel. First things first, call me Essa, daughter of Asperia. I'm not calling you all that, just Essa. I'm not going for the whole thing. And this is my homestead, granted me by Queen Vendrian Alanta in honor of my service. She swings the shovel's head to encompass the small plastered house and the abutting field. That's an introduction. You got one to match. She points the shovel back towards you. I am Sir Rumfus, Fatebinder of Tunon the Executor. I'll introduce you to the void. Oh, that's ridiculous. It's gonna attack some old lady. Essa's blue eyes widen in recognition. You're the one who ascended the mountain spire. They say you hung a banner woven of golden light from the battlements. Wouldn't have believed a word of it if I hadn't seen the glow from here. She shakes her head. What does a Fatebinder want with the likes of me? I ain't broken the Overlord's laws. Essa crosses her arms, still holding the shovel. If Clea's dead, that's going to make it hard to fulfill Arissa's dying wish. Arissa, Dear girl, dear, stupid, blind, foolish, arrogant girl. A sob racks her shrunken frame. How'd it happen? She died in stalwart, aiding the unbroken against the forces of Kairos. Your daughter was a traitor, and we put her down like one. What happened to Clea? Yeah. And my fault I raised those girls on the romance of war, on tales of bloodying the bastard Tyr, and pushing back Azure. How was I to know your armies would come in their lifetimes, that the gates of judgment wouldn't hold, or that you'd stride into the tears with a man of stone who could step clean over a curtain wall? Even girls like mine couldn't stand against Kairos. There ain't been nothing like that northern shadow before, able to crush mountains and call earthquakes from a scrap of vellum. There ain't no fighting that, I told them. They didn't listen, damn them. Of all the damn fool things I told them, the only thing they didn't hear was what mattered. She shudders out a sigh. A mercenary named Crocus told us that Orissa hunted people for sport, that she displayed their heads on spikes. Yeah, that's a thing to tell a mother. That's definitely what she'll want to hear. Well, verse. A mercenary out at Lethian's Crossing by the name of Crocus pointed us towards Orissa. He painted her a much more vicious killer than you have. Crocus? I never heard the She pauses, recognition flickering behind her wet eyes. Bald, bearded men. There's a lot of those around here. Skin the color of bronze and thick as a beast man? I knew him by a different name. Right lazy bastard by my reckoning. Only thing he put much effort into was lying his way into a meal and a thong of rings. A thong of rings. What justice is there for a man like him? Is there if a man like him lives while my Marissa met the void? There's justice. It was slow and terrible. She cracks her knuckles. Aye, there's some comfort here or there. What do you know about Catorius? Yeah. The sage was an older gentleman, smarter than most. Like he had the whole Vellum Citadel bouncing around in his head, a tad off in that way magicians so often are. Eyes as hungry as a flame. Not sure old and arrogant help us single out a sage from all the other. Oh, that's Abnot. Not sure old and arrogant help us single out a sage from all the others. You said you trained your daughters in the arts of battle. Aye, their father was a good man, but more suited to farm work than war. She looks up sharply. If you're looking for someone to blame, I'd be that person. I trained them up, taught them the falx, the javelin, and the spear and shield, and they used that knowledge against your precious archons and their armies. Hey, Esso, maybe you'd like to shut the fuck up now. Versus lower lip twitches. What did you teach them about the Overlord? You use all this food yourself, or have you sold it to people in the well? I sold some for rings, and without a Kairos' damn license, too. So you admit to violating Kairos' laws in front of a chronicler. Well, young lady, this is going in the permanent record. Hey, geriatric voyeur, you ever consider shutting your flapping gums? Reverse rubs her brow. What did you teach him on the Overlord? That there's never been a graver threat to all of Terratus, that Kairos represents the worst of the powers of man or woman, that such an evil must be resisted at all costs, by any means necessary. What? That directly contradicts what you said before. I changed my tune in my older, softer years, but as they growed up, I poisoned them against Kairos as thoroughly as if I'd carved it upon their hearts. Anything else you want to tell me? Naming a child for Kairos is a capital offense, ain't it? I imagine naming a pig for Kairos ain't no better. Care to meet Kairos the overpig? He's around back. See what's happening here, don't you, Binder? Her size and shoulders sagging. She just wants me to kill her. That's what it is. What a matter? There's no matter here, Binder. Please tell me you're not going through with this. A life sentence left to her grief. That's punishment enough. I find us guilty of fomenting dissent against the overlord. The sentence is death. Verse, carry out the execution. This is your dance, Verse. Pick the tune. Really? Verse takes a step back, blinking rapidly, considering her options. Verse sheathes her weapon and nods. We came here because of Arissa. She killed one of my sisters. I always thought I needed to avenge them to make it right, because I'd failed them. But actually talking to you, it's cleared some stuff up. I guess what I'm saying is I miss my sisters, and you miss your daughters. And that's just the way of things. Essa nods numbly, turns and shuffles towards her squat farmhouse. Verse releases a long sigh, bends down, and plucks a round red tomato from a vine. Her thumb slides across its skin, then presses lightly against it, dimpling the vegetable. She tosses it from hand to hand and turns to you. That was some uncharacteristic hesitation on your part.
I didn't realize you knew me so well as to say what is and isn't like me.
She smirks and shakes her head.
I enjoy killing, Fatebinder. Doesn't mean I think everyone deserves to die.
Alright, well, Arissa and Clea are dead. What does that mean for your
I'm sure
sisters?
Whispers would have something clever to say about frustrated ambitions.
Verse shakes her head and chuckles darkly.
Do you ever have a friend who almost never speaks? But then, every once in a while, she slips in the perfect word at the perfect time, and it's the only thing you remember. That was Three Whispers.
Oh.
She was our wiry, flickering shadow with hair like crow's feathers. Preferred close-up work. That was her name, her 3 knives and the sound of air from a punctured lung.
Ew.
It's, hard to remember stories about her because she never drew attention.
And
Her
yet...
old favorite. That I remember. She'd trick a soldier into gutting his own comrade, then open his throat while he was in shock. Beautiful move, and I saw her dance it 12 times.
Why didn't you pick up on any of that, huh?
Whispers knew her histories and letters, knew borders and houses and heraldry. Even knew a few sigils and kept us from bleeding out more than once.
She runs a hand over her feathers.
Whispers and me, we were more than sisters sometimes. Not often, and nothing halting. But yeah, she read a body as easy as a scroll.
Oh.
Was nice.
Alright, well, let's go then, I guess.
Let's.
She bites into the tomato, and a small bead of juice rolls down her chin.
Will do.
Quest completed, so that's done and over with. Versus 3 Whispers stance has been upgraded. Oh. Oh, right, she had a... Red Geyser... 3 Whispers. Plus to dodge. Okay.
Hope you fancy red.
Why does she have two?
I see you there.
Oh well. Anyways, continuing onward. The only where to go. Cacophony. To the Sentinel stand. It'll take 3 days. Yes, I will go. Excellent. No interruptions or anything.
On it.
Been a while since I last came to Stalwart. All that disfavored fighting led to this.
I guess so. I didn't think this would keep going. I'll go up that way after I get... There's an item down here. Chest? No chest, just a box. Is there anyone around? Oh, I missed... There's a friggin' rock or something over here, and I didn't even investigate it. Ooh, some light cloth, light armor, boots, deflection, disengagement, defense. The moat that once encircled Sentinel Stand has long since succumbed to the harsh environment. Standing water and patches of moist dirt are all that remain. On the subject of spires. Oh, that's a lot to read. Greetings, Sir Rumfus. You are correct. There are spires all across Terratus. The exact distribution of these monuments fuels all sorts of debate and speculation, but two facts seem commonplace. Most spires are built near old walls. Your mountain spire is a notable exception, and nearly every culture that predated Kairos has some local myth to explain the builders of these spires. I believe the Tiersmen cite the older realms and their local name for the spire, or old walled architects, but nobody knows for sure. And of course, where Kairos has brought proper civilization, the origin of the spires simply isn't discussed in good company. Here's what I think you need to know. Oh, too far. First, the spires behave as arcane lodestone. There is a constant field of magical strength around a spire. If you imagine a mystic sea resting atop our world, the spires seem to spin and churn this magic, creating a spell cast with even modest effort will materialize with powerful results. Second, and I'd say most tellingly, Kairos has laws against entering the old walls, but there are no laws against the spires. You could infer from this that means Kairos has no issue with the lay folks messing with the spires, but wishes to keep us safe from the old walls. Or you could think like an overlord and know that if you place a rule against something, you make it forbidden and desirable. Now I find it telling that Kairos forbids the hallways that leads to the Always it leads to the spires, but does not paint a target on the spires themselves. Last but not least, as a young Fatebinder, I once had to oversee the case of a man who had built a shrine to Kairos around the base of a spire in the far southeast. I could find no evidence of falsity or slander. His shrine was a most reverent and loving tribute as I've ever seen. At one point, though, this man claimed he had evidence that Kairos was here back in -50. He had merely uttered those words, and my senior binder swung the axe then and there. Oh. Being the new girl at the court, I said nothing, but I have long wondered why such a comment should require death instead of the traditional removal of the tongue. Don't you dare talk about Kairos and what Kairos may or may not have done. Thank you for hearing me out. I have one more question. I have more questions than I have ink, but let's start with a discussion on Kairos' edicts. I've lived under, proclaimed, and resolved edicts, which makes me far more knowledgeable than the layperson on the subject, and yet I still know so little. So little.
Huh.
Sentinel Stand keep was once a proud, imposing structure. Now it stands as mere shadow of its former glory. Get those boots on. What is this? Light armor leather? Weeping Whispers? Edged defense, huh? When crit, foe target, bleeding for 10 seconds. Oh, renown. Oh, it's an artifact. So I'm at 825.
Yeah, I'll just hold on to this.
850. So yeah, they're the exact same, so sweet. Quicken the Dead, a blast of baleful energy thick with Verse's hatred for those who killed her sisters, erupts from the wearer, scalding those nearby and sapping their strength, even as it hastens the movements of the one who bears these gloves. This effect scales with Weeping Whisper's renown. Okay. Sweet.
On it.
Nothing over there. Oh. Not what I wanted to do. Remarkable. Would you look at those shifting winds? It's almost hypnotic. I've long desired the chance to see this embodiment of Kairos' wrath, though perhaps not so closely. Verse holds her ground, the storm whipping through her hair. I wonder if I could ride that storm. What do you say we find a barrel, seal it up with me inside, and see what happens out there? A moment later, sighs. Maybe not. You step forward, but the wind repels you like a physical wall of force around the tornado's edge. The area ahead is impassable. Stay vigilant, Fatebinder. Do you hear that? A voice almost. Perhaps a song? You catch an odd sound in the wind. A low moan, hidden within a cacophony of swirling dirt and metal debris. The clouds of dust seem to close in upon you. Within them, you see patches of glowing greed. Ahem. Oh, I didn't read the rest of it. Oh, shit. That's a lot of spirits.
Heads up.
Okay. Okay, so he's doing renewal. I don't like how many are going for her. This one. What does that do? Just hits an enemy. Oh, it knocks them prone. She got one. I'll do that. Frightened. Okay, we need to do a heal on everybody.
Too easy.
Sweet. That one's dead. Now let's get this one. Why not? One per rest? No, this fight ain't that crazy.
I'm on it.
So I'll come help with that one. Verse is half-ish health. He did a heal recently, so that ain't happening. This one, oh. Ebb and the party are lifted into the sky. Ebb then radiates moonlight, healing allies and harming enemies. One per rest. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Touch of atrophy, though.
Oh, someone stitch me up.
Don't know my own strength.
I don't know why I'm not hearing sound anymore. Okay, how'd she friggin' die?
Up when it's over.
The Bane are gone, their unnatural cries silenced. Oh, that's what the Bane are, they're the ghosts. Leaving only the tornado's violence in your ears. As the dust clouds recede, you spot a crouching figure on the wall.
I see a figure atop those walls. Tread with caution.
Do you see a figure? Oh, there's the figure. Janos!
Right.
Oh. A one-handed axe. Not something I really want. A soldier kneels behind the ruined parapet. You can tell by his raiment, old stalwart gear, that he's an unbroken soldier. He peers at you with a mixture of caution and curiosity. You handle the Bane well enough, but what brings you to this forsaken place? He pauses as recognition draws in his eyes. You're the Fatebinder of Tunon, are you not? Pretty far removed from your perch in Vendrian's well. What brings you to Sentinel's stand? He glances to the left and right. Not the weather, I think. Ha ha! Jokes! I've always wondered if the air was cleaner atop the spires. I take it you're getting awfully familiar with them. If the word I hear from Lethian's Crossing is any indication, the air is cleaner, but also thin, unsatisfying. Why I'm here is of no concern to you. I'm looking for the sword they call the Dauntless. Aye, I've heard of it, but the task sounds like a fool's errand to me. One of Stalwart's regents carried the Dauntless during the war, but either the winds or some battle swept the sword to places unknown. Hardly surprising at their full strength. These winds can take skin from bone. Well, there is no skin on bone. It's like muscles and such that's on the bone. Not the skin. The skin's on the outer. You know. Anyway, he gestures to a stripped body at his feet. Come up here if you doubt it. Not a pretty sight. I would have guessed you sought the entrance to Sentinel Stand and the imprisoned northerners like Raven Ash and his ironclads. He purses his lips in thought. I guessed wrong. Unless you've come to the Blade Grave to kill the last regent and end the Edict of Storms, the Unbroken have no cause to help you. I resolved Kairos' edict in the burning library. That ought to count for something. Maybe it does. No, maybe it does at that. You're not tied to Kairos' apron string as tightly as before, are you? Still, you strike me as one of those doing the right things for the wrong reasons type, right? Doing the right things for the wrong reason? So how can I find the Dauntless? It's in the Epic Game Store. So why are you here? What was it about his favorite prisoners? Why is the last region important? His friendly expression sours. The regents carried the bloodline of old Starwald's ruling family. That link, any connection to the past really, carries a lot of weight. He sniffs. Maybe even too much. Of all the younger realms, Stalwart's ruling an order has always been the most resistant to internal conflict. The flippant answer is to say they're all unthinking zealots. But put yourself in their footsteps. For all they've known, the regents have staved off all foreign invasions for centuries, while every other realm in the tiers cannot boast the same. That's a damn respectable reputation, so it's hard to fault the common folk for being so devoted to their dynasties. To make matters worse, the bloodline is tied to Kairos' edict. As long as they live, the storms will continue to tear apart our country. And the last of the regents, he points off toward the obscurity of the storm wall, is trapped in there. I see your point. So what's the problem? Leave the fortress and its occupants to rot. I see your point. Stratus Herodin, the last regent, is hiding behind Kairos' wind wall, pretending he still rules Stalwart that was. First chance I get, I'm plunging my blade into his heart and ending this edict for good. Stalwart has suffered enough. What do the Unbroken want? Oh shit! Sentinel Stand could be used as a, could be. Sentinel Stand used to be a seat of pride for the regent of Stalwart. These days, it's a wind-blasted ruin, but it could be made an unassailable fortress for the Unbroken, if we could just dispel these storms. He fingers the edge of a blade with longing. Kairos' Kairos envisions us groveling in supplication, slowly eroding our culture like details carved in stone. We will not accept the meek vision of Stalwart if I am to die. It will happen upon the battlefield, defending our nation's future. Say the Unbroken get through the storm. How do they expect to breach the keep walls? It's no small challenge, true, but we've had a year to make preparations. He chuckles. Our alchemist cobbled together a nasty and unstable powder that explodes when thrown in quantity. Stalwart justice, I call it, though the name hasn't stuck. Nobody listens to me, or my ideas. We have enough stockpile to blow a hole in the old walls if we set our minds to it. So how can I find the Dauntless? You likely won't, but you weren't the only one looking for the legendary blade either. Our leader, Matthias, aimed to get his hand on Dauntless too. We haven't seen him in some time. He takes note of the artifact in your possession. His eyes widen during the appraisal. The Silent Archive? Even in a realm full of illiterates, that's a fine piece of parchment you've got gathering creases in your backpack. We have a good soldier out of Duskwatch Fort by the name of Agathon. He would likely know more about Matthias and or Matthias. Matthias. Yeah, that works. And the hunt for the Dauntless. The area around Duskwatch is crawling with Graven Ash's ironclad, so tread lightly. If you can help Agathon dispatch them, all the better. The scout tips his head and steps back from the parapet, vanishing into the obscurity of the storm. Okay, sweet. Nothing?
Can't do that.
Alright then, time to go all the way around. Wait. Wait. Oh, I screwed up. This is the way I was supposed to go. Did I get something on my map? Oh, I did. Duskwatch Fort. So I'll just check what's all up in here to see if I can get any goodies.
Can't do that. Can't do that.
No goodies for me, it seems. Going to Duskwatch Fort. 12 hours. Okay. The Blade Graves. After a few hours of difficult travel through an area with dense undergrowth, you happen upon a small stream. What? Stream? Leaf-bearing vines, narrow tree. I'm in the Blade Graves. This makes no sense. Oh well, you happen upon a small stream where you can refill your water skins and wash the sweat from your brow. Nearby you spot a large copse of narrow trees, not a corpse, with leaf-bearing vines coiling around their trunks. As the vines snake upward, dozens of thin yellowish-green stems spring forth along the plant's cane. Some of them stiff and upright, others drooping downward like long hairs at the end of the stems. Fuck. An explosion of bright orange berries radiate outwards, ripe and abundant. To your eye, they appear to be bristleberries. They're a very distinctive fruit, nutritious and energizing. They're also, unfortunately, exceedingly similar in appearance to bristlebane, a berry that is tolerated by beastmen and animals, but rather toxic to humans. Examine the berries. Just eat the berries. Examine the vine's leaves. The leaves extending from the main vine are bright green and lobed, with edges resembling undulating hills. This matches an old saying you recall about the berries. Leaves like hills, safe from chills. Leaves like rain, unending pain. Eat the berries! You adopt a cautious approach, filling your pouches with berries while eating only a single cluster. The fruit is sweet and tart, surprisingly juicy for its size, and the thought of immediately eating another handful is tantalizing, but you restrain yourself. With the stream as your guide, follow the follow the dense forest, and eventually reach the main road with little difficulty. We get refreshed, invigorized, and invigorated. Invigorized. I don't even think that's a word. The rush of sugar and euphoria puts a spring in your step. Certainly, you spotted your edible berries from the toxic. You tear into your pouches and devour the berries, invigorated by every bite. Satisfied, you bound down the road, revitalized for the journey to come. Just skipping along. Skipping along down the road past all these trees and vines and bushes, and berries and streams. Excuse me. What now, Eleanor? Oh, a crescent runner. I don't like that. Excuse me. Oh no, just my luck that I would run afoul of Tunon's fate binder. He puts two fingers to his lips and readies to whistle, but thinks better of it. Say, friend, why not just let me go? These are tough times, and mercy is more valuable than gold. Fate binder, he clears his throat. Something I can do for you? Tell me what the disfavored are doing here, and I might spare you. Ash ordered us to take the fort. Commander Osmosis Jones also says there's a northern prisoner behind those walls. He swallows nervously, his attention darting from you to the palisade. That's all I know. I mostly focus on my orders. Like a good sentry, and like a good sentry, you will die. You grab the sides of his head with both hands and twist. Hard. It takes a couple of good tries, but you hear the satisfying snap of his neck, severing his brains. Brutal, I know. Severing his brain's link between awareness and action. Well, it's one way of dealing with someone, I guess. Oh, turn off fast mode. Is anyone around here? Ooh. There's loot in this cart. Sweet! Finally got a new weapon for him. It's a little opening, weird. Nothing else up here? Okay. Down here.
See that?
Ah, little extra. Ooh, a poisonous bow. Sweet. I'll rest then. equip her new poisonous bow. Boop. Oh. Boop. There we go.
I see you there.
What do you mean? Who?
Right.
Did you just say that because I gave you a bow? I guess so. Oh. The weathered captain lingers. Yeah, the weathered captain lingers on you with an appraising look. You're not the supply caravan, and you're not unbroken. Fair warning, I have no wish to audience another of Kairos's empty appeals to surrender. You have no business here. Turn around and leave, or there will be consequences. I'm actually seeking the Dauntless. I'm presently between loyalties. He blinks and then smiles. So you're cut off from Kairos's brood, and you thought you'd go treasure hunting in the ruins of Stalwart. That's chilling by any standard, and I almost respect it. Unfortunately, I'm not in the habit of handing storied weapons to every warlike expatriate who happens by. The sword belongs to the unbroken, and I doubt that a drop of stalwart blood runs in your veins. Any of us would lay down our lives to keep Dauntless out of the foreigners' hands. Janos told me that Matthias was searching for Dauntless. You're taking this sword business awfully seriously. What can I do to persuade you? Matthias. He curses. That storm crazy scout has been running his mouth again. I'd be an even greater fool if I told you where Matthias had gone. So you can forget about it. I won't have you sabotaging our efforts to secure the freedom of this country. What can I do to persuade you? Get that out of your head. You have nothing I need, and I wouldn't trade any service in the world for Dauntless. I've been standing on the fringes of a tornado that kicks up, among other things, the bones of my countrymen. A harsh look isn't going to wear me down. Well, I wasn't trying to wear you down. You're taking this awfully seriously. You were the one who brought it up. Agathon sighs. Look, you seem nice enough, and if it weren't for everything that brought you here up to this point, yes, including the war, I'm sure we'd be fast friends. Well, I have no other choice but to attack him. But Dauntless is a symbol of our country's strength and unity. Giving it up would be a defeat second only to losing Sentinel Stand. If you think I'm going to bend on that point, you're dead wrong. So be it. You have my permission to die. This should be interesting. He turns to his soldiers. We're under attack! Defend the gate. Keep the Fatebinder out. Force the gate open with repeated attacks.
On it.
Well, thing is, pretty sure I saw other ways to get in. Unless this isn't considered a way to get in. Anything around the outside that I can do? Even the impressive rust storms, the unbroken soldiers have remarkable weapons, and blah blah blah. Is there nothing I can do? This one looked like it was kind of almost broken. Nothing. I guess I gotta attack the front.
Trouble is afoot.
Oh. Okay. That's fine. Attack it! Oh, he's down. Should probably heal him. Let's attack that one. I think everyone else is already going after that one.
This weapon is like nipples on men.
You learned something
Useless. Did I get everyone? Yeah, I can get everyone.
I dare you!
Sorry, I can't.
Yeah, you can. Don't say that. No, I need to do that. Everybody. That person.
Got you now. Right?
No, we're not paying attention to everything you're doing.
This weapon is like nipples on men. Useless.
You literally said that in this fight. You shouldn't have tried to test me. All right. Gain a stacking accuracy bonus when you deal a killing blow to an enemy. I'll just increase critical damage. You've got something else for me. Okay. A map. The supply routes outlined in the map weave in and out of disfigured terrain. That was once stalwart. Some potions. Where? There it is. Ooh. Not better. No one's injured, so I should probably save. This guy apparently doesn't even know what's going on.
Will do.
You know, I know we completely messed him up, but that seemed like it took longer than it should have. And what's with these people not knowing that I'm here attacking them? I mean, I'm not necessarily complaining, but it's just confusing. The guy literally ran and was like, "Oh, we're under attack." A new helmet? Sure. Oh, fast mode's still on. Whoops. Oh, hello. Stone Shield Callius. Have their own atmosphere. His favorite prisoner has taken several beatings. Okay, well, I guess I can't talk to him. Yeah, they didn't hear it.
Another demonstration of our power seems in order.
Oh. Damn. Oh.
Finally catching up.
Didn't mean to do that. Oh, come on now.
Can't do that.
You have this thing to knock people down. Do that. Okay. You three, go back here. And now you can help attack. Sweet. I didn't want to disengage.
Nobody saw that.
How dare you blind me? Drain strength. Oh.
On it.
Ooh. Grazed for a whole lot of damage, it seems. Leather, is that better than yours? No. A no. Oh. Everybody.
On it.
There's more people here than I thought there would be. All just dilly-dallying. Uh-oh. Someone over there, too. You... Oh, he already did it. Or there's a cooldown on it.
Feeling so great.
Oh. Knocked over. Alright. Actually, do that one.
Right.
I'm terrible at this. How am I not dead yet? I'm enjoying this a bit too much.
I'll sunder him. Sure. Oh. Not him, I guess. This one. No one here? Okay. Some boots. Cloth boots. Cloth boots? Yes. Not that I use a shield. But I will equip it.
I got it.
Oh, and there he is. Any,
Trouble is afoot.
yeah, there we go. You gotta do that one.
Weapon is like nipples on men.
Again, the nipples on men. Let's go for that one. That guy. I can actually do that on that one. Oh, I think I knocked myself down. Okay, well, actually, yes, everyone attack the main guy.
Well, wrong weapon for the job. I need to try something else.
I'll tear your skeleton out by your ass.
That one. Does he have his heal back? He does. So I shall do it. Now attack him. Or not. I guess I have to hit a target. Oh, he's dead. The big guy's dead. Excellent. I have nothing to heal myself with, though.
I'm on it.
Quick items.
You might learn something.
Oh! Oh no, I was made prone again. Shit. Well, I'm gonna die. Drink it! Oh! Got it just in time. Well, I'm still gonna die. There's nothing I can do about it. Actually, no. That's not gonna work. Oh. Come on now.
Boss is down. Shit.
Shit indeed. Give him that potion.
Stalwart prevail!
Stalwart prevail, yes.
On it. I got it.
No, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to move him. Okay, that's all working out then. Don't think I have to do much else. Excellent. Killed all the Unbroken. I tried to be diplomatic about it, but they would not let me. And that is their fault,
On it.
not mine. Some leather gauntlets, huh? Super cool. I don't need to rest, so that can stay there. There's a barrel. That's better than mine. It is.
I'll see what I can do.
Nope, I didn't want to do that. Well, I guess I'll talk to the stalwart prisoner. Or, not stalwart. Disfavored. Hello, Callius. The prisoner looks weary and unfocused. Are you a friend or foe? That depends entirely on how forthcoming you are. He focuses attention to your glare. Is this some trick? Are you toying with me like the other Unbroken? Because he trails off as if something grabs his attention. At first, he doesn't say anything more, and then pauses to listen. His eyes move past you as the sound of heavy footsteps grow in volume. Oh, damn. What's this now? Well, I wish I saved. Fadebinder, an officer of Tunon's court. You employ an unusual brand of diplomacy. That's putting it lightly. He surveys the bodies around the fort. Quite frankly, I like it. It's a shame that our interests aren't aligned. It's Osmosios. In any case, we should have less trouble prying this stronghold from you than we did the Unbroken. He spreads his hands in a conciliatory gesture. Stand down. Do you see disfavored banners flying here? Get out of my fort. I'm not giving up this fort, but we need to come to blows. But we need not come to blows. Bleh. I expected no less out of you. He nods to his soldiers and draws his weapon. Kill the Fatebinder.
This
Okay, so you get out of here.
will be fine.
Okay, so did he do his? He did. Okay, if you could give me that.
Yeah, idiot. What was I thinking?
I'm on it.
I will need to definitely do that.
For the glory of Kairos!
Immune to prone. Cool. Impale. Yeah, sure, I guess I'll do that. Didn't work. Ooh. Is everyone attacking him? Yeah. Sweet. Everyone's knocked down. If you can.
On it.
Uh-oh. Don't like that move that they've got. That thing. It's annoying. This will make it easier. Sweet, he's dead.
On it.
Tear your skeleton out by your ass.
Oh, I am getting wrecked.
Ready?
This isn't gonna work. Oh, it did.
Terrible at this. Tell me.
Oh, petrified. Cool.
For the glory of Kairos.
How long am I gonna be petrified for? Okay, better. Drink another potion.
On it.
Hey, you wanna jump?
It's kind of crushed him.
This as much as I do.
Wait, I did that? Nice!
Excellent. That went well. I don't know what you want, but my disfavored brethren have fallen, and I doubt Ash can spare many legions on my rescue. He winces in evident pain. What would you have of me? Will you cooperate with my questioning, or must this get ugly? He winces. The unbroken torture me, and Graven Ash's protection heals my wounds. I don't fear for my life, but I've lived to see agonies that are better forgotten. Ask your question. Why did the Unbroken need you? I was a contingency plan, nothing more. The Unbroken were just keeping me alive because of my former charge. I am just a stone shield, but I was bound to serve Graven Ash's daughter, Amelia. His voice falters. It was my pride to fight at her side, and my great shame when Stratus Herodin's forces overpowered and captured our unit. The old regent may be 10 times as stubborn as his people, but he lacks none in their might. Sounds like you neglected your duties. I'm sure you served the general's daughter well. Ash's daughter survived the storms? Amelia didn't die on the field that day. We were both taken prisoner, but I was moved here and made to suffer. The edict hit shortly after, and I assume stymied any effort to recover us. If Stratus isn't a fool, then he's keeping her alive as a hostage for some future negotiation ploy. For all we know, she's dead. I'm searching for a blade called a Dauntless. Heard of it? He grunts. The leader of these unbroken, Matthias, spoke of it at some length. He must have been confident in my capture, or else he wouldn't have used a lower. He wouldn't have used. Or he would have used a lower tone. God damn, I can't speak sometimes. Matthias had the others convinced that some old stalwart artifacts would help resist Kairos' storms. He planned on using it to let the Unbroken pass the wind wall and enter Sentinel Stand. He frowns. The search for Dauntless was supposed to rally his troops around their cultural symbol, but I think they went wrong somewhere. Rust Canyons. He sent one of his best, Elia, and a team of scavengers to a place called Rust Canyons. They're digging for the remains of stalwart regents who fell in battle carrying the old heirlooms of Stalwart's royal armory. You might find your sword there. You've been very helpful. You can remain here as I found you. Sorry. The prisoner shows no inclination to protest as you thrust a blade into his heart. He twitches on the ground momentarily before going still in the spreading pool of blood. Excellent. He had some goodies on him. A goodie. A shield. Sweet. Time to get the heck out of here. Oh well. Way back over there. Alright. 1 day, 9 hours, and 30 minutes. Hmm. All right.
Kairos' storm ripped all life to shreds, leaving behind only armor and weapons. It is chilling to see these metal remains with my own eyes.
Indeed. Oh, who's this? Resolute Blade. An unbroken soldier struggles to rise to his feet. One arrow lodged in his shoulder, the other in his thigh. He attempts to stand, but his muscles are too weak for the task. Watch this unfold. The soldier lacks the strength, but none of the convictions as he fights to move in spite of his wounds. He's powerless to scramble away as a disfavored officer approaches from the west. Uh-oh. What's going to happen here? Oh, here we go. Theodore. A disfavored soldier calmly approaches from the west. He regards the vulnerable southerner with a curled lip and a disapproving shake of his head. Weak, unbroken prisoners make for poor sport. Your escape was spirited but damned foolish. He raises his sword and points it at the unbroken man's heart, poised to let it plunge and impale him to the filth-strewn ground. Stop this at once, or just I'll watch. Observe with detached interest. In one swift motion, he plunges his sword into the man's heart, pinning the fallen soldier to the rusted earth. Well, he was gonna die anyways. There's no saving him. The disfavored soldier turns to the unbroken camp, frustration evident in his tone. Then his gaze shifts over to you, and then back to the walls. Are these your allies now, Elia? Traitor and miscreants who break wars rather than win them? Theodore shakes his head. Better that you open your gates to me and preserve your dignity. And any second now. There we go. You see a woman stride purposefully into view atop a platform along the wall's edge. She lifts a spear and hurls it at Theodore, cursing under her breath when it breaks against the rocks. I am so fucking tired of listening to you. Go shriek at someone else's fortress for a change, and stop trying to impress me by hunting down unarmed prisoners. Maybe the ladies of the north get shivery over your bravado, but all it tells me is that your codpiece is emptier than your skull. She takes a note of you with a raised brow. Damn. I don't believe we've been introduced. I'll just say nothing. I gave you a chance to surrender and be my camp slave, Elliot. Ew. When I hoist you onto a pike, just remember that you had a choice. He glares at you and steps back into the obscurity of the winds. Weirdo. So this one was better than mine. Oop. Sweet, I got pants on now. Has everyone got potions? She's got 2. He's got none. It's not what I wanted to do. There, now he's got 5. That works out. That works better. How many do you have? 4, that's fine. That's fine for now. And grants a bonus to armor while Ebb is wearing light armor. Ebb suspends the target in midair. They can only be hit by ranged attacks and cannot attack, move, be stunned, or knocked down. Lore Master grants bonus to lore and additional spell slots. I don't think she needs that. I'll just go with this one. Oh. Salutations, Sir Rumfus. It is difficult to separate fact from superstition when it comes to edicts, as it seems only Kairos knows how it all works. The rest of us are left to live in fear and ponder it all. Kairos' edicts are a sort of magic. Strong was big and bold down there. It just took over my vision. Are sort of magic above and beyond even the Archons. I dare say the edicts are stronger than Kairos, as there's no evidence Kairos can willingly stop an edict once set into motion, which is, in part, why Kairos' edicts seem to have an until or unless clause in their wording. I know the edicts, as powerful as it is, require a human voice to complete the casting. Thus, the Overlord has people like you to proclaim edicts cast far from the Imperial throne. The magic is Kairos' magic, but the human voice is the final carrier or trigger to complete the magic phenomenon. And here's what's most fascinating, at least as far as you're concerned. There have been dozens of mortal agents who have been made to proclaim edicts. Two-thirds of them die within a decade, and many gave reports of lingering mystical scars from the ordeal. And there have been also been a handful to resolve or break an edict. These until and unless clauses get fulfilled from time to time, and we see a similar pattern in history. Those who resolve an edict often live shorter lives, and many speak of arcane side effects of the shattered edicts. Here's where you're unique. To the best of my fact finding, you are the first to proclaim and break the same edict. Whatever mystical power is involved in the creation and destruction of such things or magics, you're the first to stand at the terminus of both. Now that I know the spires can be awoken, it makes sense that if anything can or would wake them from slumber, a shattered edict seems the likely culprit. Kairos has other edicts in place throughout the tiers. If you truly wish to learn more, perhaps you should take it upon yourself to shatter those edicts. After all, if Kairos did not wish for the edicts to be broken, why include a termination clause? Dear Myothis, I appreciate the information. Thank you for sharing. Knowing what you know of my situation, what would you do? Okay. A new bow, maybe, perhaps. It is a little better. It's got less range and less armor penetration, but nah, it doesn't have poison. Neither of those are good. I see others have tried to take this place with a painful result. I'm just, don't worry about me. Just looking around. Where did this guy go? There is quite a few people here. Ironwalker, Forgebound Apprentice, Anwin. Even Theodore isn't a combat veteran. Alright, well, guess I'll loot that. Oh, they're heavy cloth sandals. Alright. Maybe I'll leave them alone for now. The unbroken captain looks down from the elevated platform, resting a heavy boot on top of an axe, head buried in the wooden slats. She grips its handle as you approach. Approach. What do we have here? Gain favor. The Storm Caller, if I'm not mistaken. Elia frowns down at you. You fucked us over good with the Edict of Storms, but you gave us fair warning beforehand. I'll give you that much by way of respect. Her expression twists with sudden recognition. Aren't you the one who fucked over Agathon at Duskwatch? We have nothing to say to one another. Either you're Graven Ash's favorite comfort soldier, or you just like to be honest folk, or just to see honest folk die. Either way, you're a pile of beastman shit to me. No matter what happens here, the Unbroken will take back Sentinel Stand and banish all you northern piss troughs from the tiers. I'd rather die than see Stalwart under Kairos' sigil. You can't imagine what I'd do to avoid it. Do you truly believe that you can win? I hear you're looking for artifacts. Found anything? This camp will fall today. Surrender to me or sentence your soldiers to death. Yeah. That's okay. Your threat is of no consequence. I'm willing to die for our cause and have no delusions of my importance. Whether I fall today or 10 seasons from now, our nation will live on. I already know that the disfavored are looking for artifacts of Stalwart. I also know that they're searching blind. I'll take my knowledge to the grave if it keeps you out of Sentinel Stand. You can count on that. Elia whistles to her men. A warning signal of impending attack. She stares at you, silent and ready. You've made your choice. I will return. I didn't come to negotiate anyways. Don't leave me to wonder, you simpering three-ring upright. What?
Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks?
Raise the Unbroken camp. Okay, I guess I have to attack them. But first, I guess I'll level him up. And the next one I want to... get a bonus to accuracy with thrown weapons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, sure, I'll go with that. Which one was it again? Critical hits accelerate the rate of entries thrown. Or attacks for its own time. Yes. Well, you know what? I'm gonna go over to
On it.
these guys and deal with them first. The lieutenant holds up his sword and squints through the obscurity of the high winds. Who goes there? Oh, it's you, Fatebinder. I wish you didn't have to witness that crude exchange before. Elia and her lot have caused me no lack of trouble. He frowns and tightens his grip on his sword. Normally, I would welcome a servant to the court, but Ash told me to keep an eye out for traitors stepping into our territory. Rust Canyons is ours, and we will shatter the so-called Unbroken for the glory of the General. If you intend to get in our way, then by Ash's command I'll have no choice but to end you. If any of you doubt your chances against me, leave now. I won't make this offer twice. Gain loyalty with Verse. Gain wrath with them, with disfavored. Yes! Verse draws her blades and assumes a ready posture. Let's talk. More, no, yeah, let's talk. More spilling guts. I want to see this fool's intestines whipping into the breeze. One of the soldiers blanches in terror. He quickly glances to the others of his units, his stance wavering with indecision. He clears his throat, and with a gentle cough, he then bolts away from the conflict to come. You'd better run faster than the Legion will find you, traitor. He turns red with sudden fury, spittle flying as he barks orders. Men, to arms! Kill the Fatebinder and hold this position!
Look at that, future corpse.
Okay, so he did that, and it did not get me. Sweet. Let's all actually focus on that one.
Thank you.
Oh, I just kicked. I was disarmed, right?
This weapon is like nipples on milk. Useless.
Well, at least part of my disarm time is going to be while I'm knocked down.
Kids. You might learn something.
I need to do that.
Try a different tactic. This isn't working.
Get it back, Lantry. Damn. Oh, that missed. Ooh.
On it.
False pit. Who are you throwing that at? Him? Okay, sweet.
Try a different tactic. This isn't working.
Smack him down.
By your ass.
Yes. No issue whatsoever. Prisoners. Now, do I want to let those prisoners out? Because then I might have to fight them. So I'm gonna save. So I don't want to let them out. And then I'm just gonna have to fight them later. Oh. From within the cage, a beaten and weary figure whispers to you, "Are we free to go? You've been released. Return to your comrades." I don't really have much of an issue with the Unbroken. They got an issue with me, but maybe this will help my case. At last, one of them sighs as the prisoners crowd to exit. "I thought for sure we'd be shipped off to the Candle Mountains," another says as he flies out of the cage. As the prisoners turn to leave, the last one grabs your hand and says, "Thank you, stranger. Were it not for you, I shudder to think what they may have done, they would have done to us."
Right.
Spotted something.
Ooh. Well, I was gonna follow them, but I'm pretty sure they just went here. Yeah, they went into the camp. Well, there are some goodies up here that I'm going to collect. I'm assuming I can't speak with them again. So maybe I should have just killed them. Whatever. Okay.
Well, wrong weapon for the job. I need to try something else.
You need to back up. Alright, thank you. Take it easy. I hope you've enjoyed your time.
Will do.
Why did you run right into everybody? Who are you doing this at? I don't know who you're doing it at, but do it to them.
You go.
Okay. Or not. This looks like it's gonna go horribly. Me, I need to heal.
Something every day.
Weapon is
Level up, sweet.
useless.
Nipples on men.
On it. I got it. This is embarrassing.
Oh.
Is that ink?
No, wait. It's
Alright, out of blood. Missing. Missing like nobody's business. No healing for you. No one came through the gate, so I'm assuming that that lady didn't come to fight. The one making the rude hand gestures. Ooh, Skullcracker. Deliver a powerful upward blow that launches the target into the air. Now... Reputation abilities. Siphon Might, Finesse, and Resolve from enemies. A cone and channel it back to you for a brief time. Interesting. Okay, well I don't need to do any of those. I think I'll remove that one for my new talent ability. Actually, I haven't really used that one, so I think I'll switch to that. There. And I never use this, actually, so I could probably get rid of that one for one per rest, per encounter, per rest. Already have those on there. I need to switch my stances, so I don't need to worry about that. That would be the one I remove next. Okay, so... 1 second. Okay, did I save? I think I saved. Probably. Yep, I saved.
Right.
Right, indeed.
Great.
Hey, nobody saw that, right?
We saw that though.
Idiot! Thank you. I need to try a different tactic. This isn't working.
Ooh. Thanks, Lantry. Ooh. A little more deflection. That's the way she ran. So I'm going to... Ooh. No. Yes. Looks the exact same. Nice little box hanging out on top of this ridge. That seems to lead up to somewhere. The scavengers have used the environment to help build their camp. This makeshift tent is comprised of a large patchwork of cloth held aloft in part by the spikes. Okay, I will go down here then. She probably ran up and went around that way. Maybe. Maybe.
Heads up, we have company. That's how it's... Can't do that.
Yes, you can.
Nipples on men. Useless.
The nipples on men. You got nothing else to say.
Consider it done.
I need to try a different tactic. This isn't working.
Okay. Lantry. Okay.
Sorry, I can't.
Just wanted her to die before, you know.
Right.
Just wanted her to die before she could heal. Oh! That's not even that long of a cooldown.
On it.
Is there any? Ooh! You already know the sigil. Damn! I'll take this cheese, though. I'll go around to get that treasure. Oh, I guess I could have gone through that door then.
See that?
Battered ham. Investigate this item. The smell of men soaking in their own waste rises up from this spear-lined pit used to keep prisoner. Horrible. Not in fast mode, thank you very much. Some cheese, yes, please.
Right.
Blinded, even. Ooh. Stab you with this. With this mace. It's pointy enough. Don't get it twisted. Oh. Why not? Because it's taking up too much of my screen, that's why not. That's good enough. Thought I opened this. Nothing down there now.
It's a battle.
Hobbled.
Right.
Bop. Oh, that's so painful. Missed. Poke 'em. Do the pokey poke. Okay. Yeah. What vegetables? Oh, not vegetables. Some leaves and beer. Or mead, rather.
We need that ramp lowered. Is there another way up?
I guess we're gonna have to try to find one. uh, of course.
It's a battle.
Yeah. Oh, missed. Okay.
I've got you now.
A few more locals are surely
Oh.
about.
Shall we dispatch them?
Ooh.
I got it.
See that winch over by the bridge? If we can hit it from here, we'll lower the platform.
Interesting. Shoot the winch. I've got the athletics. Nice try, losers. Now it's her. Let's get her finesse up a little more. And nimble. So they increase the bonus to dodge while wearing light armor. First fires a deadly arrow aimed directly at the target's head, stunning them. Gain a bonus damage against targets suffering from damage over time effects. Increase combat movement speed and removes recovery time penalty incurred by movement. Is that on your bar now? No. There. Excellent.
Yes.
I will save here as well. Yeah, there she is. Motherless swine fucker. When I'm done with you, the flies won't have a spot to land on, you wretched hide. Isn't she the best? I wish we could keep her. But she doesn't seem the type to be taken alive. You're only making this harder on yourself, Elia. Actually, I'm making it harder on you. Piss off and tell your overlord to shove it. The gate slams shut, cutting you off from the unbroken captain.
Watch and learn.
You did it again out of my... I'm the one that needs it.
For the job, I need to.
I'm feeling so great.
What do you mean, Rumfus? You're feeling awesome. You're above 90% health. And now you're having a little nap on the ground. Okay. Getting hit a little bit. No big deal.
Watch and learn.
On it.
Yeah! He didn't get launched into the air, but it still did a decent amount of damage to him.
Stalwart prevails!
Well, that was almost a close call. I think that's the last of the garrison. The captain's not among the bodies. She's probably fled north. Well, she's not. We saw her. Oh, I never saw. I'm not going back for that.
Right.
Is there anything over here that I might want? A rock I want to discover? Sweet. Okay, some more people. Cool, cool. Got them.
Nobody saw that, right?
On it.
Fall before me!
Oh, you jerk.
Oh, if I had an iron ring for every dumbass mistake of mine. Pity you won't enjoy this as much as I do.
Wonderful.
On it.
A wonderful little skirmish.
Come at me, great
Oh,
meat.
didn't wanna... Okay. Sundered and stundered. Oh,
Too easy.
ooh. Ooh. So what's this? Path is blocked by an enormous boulder. Move the boulder. Roll that boulder up a hill.
Yes.
No problem. Oh. Who's this? It's not what I was expecting at all. Hold! The soldiers, weary from lack of nourishment, scramble to draw weapons and snap to attention as the apparent leader steps forward to address you. I don't recognize you. Are you with the Unbroken? I don't know who you are, but I've come to water the parched soil. Without a word, the leaps to attack. I had no choice in what to say there.
Entirely useless. That's how it's done.
Ooh! Launched him up in the air.
Enjoy this as much as I
On it.
Everyone's going up into the air now.
I got it.
Sundered and sundered. Oof. Harm's way. I'm assuming that's a... What is that? I don't even know what kind of weapon that is. Is that a dagger? Seems like a dagger. This needle-sharp dagger twitches as if longing to sate a hunger for blood. Weird. Sentient daggers. This is the land of magic after all. It's better in every way, even though I don't really use the javelin. Okay, well that's that, I guess.
On it.
Oh, shit. Just gonna let this play out. I'm gonna get some water. Surprise, surprise. The 4 defeated the 1. Ooh. Scavenger's mask. Okay. What's that? The junkyard?
Come at me, brave meat.
Will do.
I hope you like being tossed up in the air. Oh, well. Didn't get a chance to go in the air a second time.
I got it.
I get it.
Found something.
Dangerous traps about.
Have a look here.
I see that trap.
Huh.
Can't fool me. This looks like it might be a dead end here, so I'll go here.
I'm not here to make friends.
Oof. They're both just buffing each other over there. It's not a throwing spear. It's not better than mine, so all this can just
Sorry, I can't.
Let's go into there. A ragged, stalwart flag sways gently in the wind, marking the site where this original owner died during the casting of the Edict of Storms. Sorry. Gonna save here now. Uh-oh. But I... Yakums? Yakamus? The captain shouts to her remaining troops. We can take these ironclads. If they're as dense and clueless as their archons, they should fall like splintered masts. Catching sight of you, Elia calls to her soldiers once more. Reinforcements approaching! Fatebinder, I'll make a point of gutting you after I've taken care of this one. The disfavored commander levels his gaze at Elia with murderous intensity. Never thought I'd live to see Kairos' forces leaping and snarling at each other. Do you fight this way in the north, or do you lose control during important battles? Don't act like the south has its shit in order. We were slaughtering dynasties for strips of land long before Kairos showed up. My men are ready to die, and we're only too happy to make or take down as many of you as possible. Her lips pressed together in a determined smile. I have a spear destined for your right eye whenever you feel like embracing the void. Attack them? Come at me, I'll take both of you. Are we having fun yet, Verse? Are you kidding me? This is more fun than skinning beastmen in the winter. I should have joined your gang years ago. You two are done edging each other to exhaustion. Some of us are fighting a war here. She lunges to attack.
Look at that. You jerk
Okay, let's go with... I guess there.
for me. Too easy.
Okay, you. Okay. Ooh. I got it. Oh. Okay. I thought she was gonna die.
Can't do that.
This one person was doing pretty well against them. Actually, no, there was another person there. Never mind.
On it.
You know, your leader, she stopped. You should probably stop as well. I'm still alive? Shit, that wasn't part of the plan. The unbroken captain grunts and squints up at you through a haze of pain. I'm not telling you anything. My secrets, they come with me to the grave. She looks down, or Ebb looks down on the captain with pity. Get her talking, but try to show a little restraint. She's a fighter and deserves better. Just kill me and be done with it. She levels her gaze with you. We both know I won't bow to torture. You'd only be wasting your time. I have the power to make stalwarts suffer. Is that what you want? Or should I break her fingers? I'll break her fingers. Ooh! All that athletic experience to break a couple of fingers. Ah! As you bend her fingers at a cruel angle, Elliot grits her teeth and grunts through the pain. Through her pride, you can painfully recognize agony and hatred reflected in her eyes. You northerner shits are all the same. Does stepping on the neck of the fallen make you feel justified? Is this what gets you off on war? More or less. Fine, fine, I've suffered enough for my country that I deserve a moment's respite before my eternal fucking slumber. She glares at you and shakes her head. What do you want to know? Don't expect me to hold these wounds closed. You're on borrowed time. You're looking for an artifact, right? Aye, and we've been searching for some time. She glances around with evident exhaustion. A fool's errand, perhaps. Suppose I'll never know for sure. We were hunting for the remains of Regent Aspizen before the war. He carried a steadfast insignia, a cloak pin that was passed down in the line of the first regents. Her eyes twinkle as she says the name. Remembering herself, Elliot grimaces and looks at you with loathing. What do you know? What did you learn about the Regent? We were looking for the body of the first Regent, Aspasin, who was presumed dead during the war. Instead, we found records of his past movements. The final word on the matter is that he journeyed to a breach in the old walls and never returned. She frowns to herself. Not sure what he was doing in there, unless he wanted to unleash the Bane against the disfavored somehow. Dumb shit. Oswald Breach is now unlocked on the map. We sent a small team led by one of our best, Gregos, to investigate. Like as not, the steadfast insignia is there in the breach. She spits. May you never find it. How do I get to the local spire? There's no direct road, but the breach in the old walls is said to lead to the ocean spire floor. If you're dead set on making the journey, you'll come across worse foes than the Unbroken. Wow, thanks. What is the steadfast insignia? It's a cloak pin worn by the first regent, supposed to help you stand tall against. She lurches in pain and coughs up a glob of phlegm. Shit. Stand tall against shitty odds. I don't know how it works, but I can't think of any odds shittier than the wind wall around Sentinel Stand. How did a breach form in the old walls? What do you know about it? The daughter? Who? The captain coughs into her sleeve and shakes her head. I'm not in the business of breaking up families. That's Kairos' domain. Okay. Old walls. She attempts a meager shrug. We've been a little preoccupied with you northerner fuckers to waste our time patrolling the length of the country, so you'll excuse me if I'm shady on the details. My best guess? Either the Edict of Storms blasted a hole in the ancient stone, or something blasted its way out. Does either option help you sleep better at night? I thought not. Who leads the Unbroken? Matthias was our captain during the war, but in stalwart to come, I would see him take on higher authority. She sighs and looks up to the darkened sky. Looks like those brighter days aren't for the likes of me. Last I heard he was rounding up men in Trapper Junction, but that was some time ago. He was due to leave by now. He was looking for Dauntless, the sword of the Unbroken champions. He thought that could rally us, give us hope. She laughs bitterly. You have anything else you want to tell me? Kill her mercifully, or you're better to me as a prisoner than a corpse? Anything else you want to tell me? I have nothing more to say. You bled me dry. She hesitates and forces herself to focus back at you. Are you going to leave me be, or what? There's no option, just, leave her be. You're better to me a prisoner than a corpse. Amelia surveys her surroundings. A wasteland of scrap. Unfortunately, I have no intention of going quietly or furthering your sick goals. So fuck off! Snatching up a shard of rusted iron, Elia lashes out, taking several desperate and capable swipes at you. She does not stop these frenzied, relentless assaults until you drive a blade through her chest and pin her corpse to the ground of her homeland. Well, I tried. Ooh, her armor's gonna fit on me? How weird. Just favorite patrol map. Better in every way. Sweet. Now these gloves. I don't care about unarmed DPS. Frost armor's down, fire armor's up a little bit, crush is up, pierce is way down. Tasha's only up a little bit, so no. Not wearing them. Sorry.
On it.
On it. Shield. More gloves that aren't better in any way. Well, I massacred everyone in this valley. So, there's Trapper's Junction. There's also Oddwall's Breach, which Oddwall's Breach would probably lead to the Spire. Which I should probably go to after I finish everything here. Seats of Power. Across the tiers are a number of spires that dot the horizon. That's a completed quest. Yeah, gotta go to the Blade Grave. I'm here, but I guess I'll go to the other thing. Go to Trapper's Junction and search for Matthias. Travel to the breach along Blade Grave, Old Walls. I keep calling it Odd Walls for some reason. Locate the unbroken soldiers hunting the steadfast insignia. Optional quest. Not optional. Okay. Well, I guess I'll do the optional quest first then. Whoa. Through the dirt and the billowing dirt and rust kicked up by the Edict of Storms, you make out the shifting silhouette of a small group ahead of you. I've seen this before. I will attempt subterfuge and continue on again.
Got it.
Gregos. At attention! A band of unbroken warriors rouse into position as their leader stands, alert to your presence. I'd ask if you're a friend or foe to the Unbroken, but we have no friends in these parts. State your business or be gone. I have no time to suffer the whims of wandering fools. I want to finish this expedition and get out before we all end up as fodder for the Bane. I'm here for the steadfast insignia. Stand aside or perish. Just here to collect some artifacts. I'm not trying to get in your way. Stand aside or perish. Matthias didn't entrust us with that mission so that we could hand over Stalwart's mightiest artifact to Kairos' henchmen. Attack position! Stand your ground!
More bodies to pile in our place.
Don't tell me you did it. Oh, you did it on me. Good. It's like the first time. You... Actually, yeah, everyone should be attacking. Who are you shooting at? Yeah, it's all good. Ooh. Definitely do that then. That miss? Oh, grazed. Oh, damn, it still did a lot. Leveled up!
Hey, nobody saw that, right?
Well, she's been doing it, yeah. Didn't work. Alright.
Right.
Everything's alright. Not for you, but for me. Uh-oh. Who are these people now? Aronymus with the Sages Guild. Oh, am I next? The sage points his quill at the unbroken corpses, biting his lip as he finishes the final scribbling of a note. I was not trying to eavesdrop on your scuffle, but now that I've witnessed it, duty obliges that I record it. He rolls a sheet of parchment into a thick tube in his hands. Come and silence the record if you must, but I warn you, the sages have long written memories. I already know you as the quencher of flames and stamper of embers, but though I take it the burning library was only one chapter of your legacy. Incidentally, how is the old citadel? Don't answer that. No need for concern, I'm only here to kill Unbroken. The name is Sir Rumfus. Be sure to include that detail. Several times. Just put that in there. No need to leave such comprehensive notes. Put that in there several times. The long feather plume of his quill dances to the tune of the sage's furious scrawl. Oh, yes, yes. You can be sure that I will account for as much as I can get down. I mentioned that I'm coming for the rest of the Unbroken. But do make note that I did not start the fight. I merely ended it. His face reddens with a smile as he furiously amends the parchment. Noted! And how may this humble servant of letters be of assistance? He runs his fingers through his hair, resting his quill behind his ear. I understand that we both seek items within yonder old walls. I'm looking for the steadfast insignia. Tell me what you know. Artifacts are a fascinating business, are they not? And stalwarts, decorated military history yields so much intrigue around them. The steadfast insignia was prominently displayed in every unbroken battle where Regent Aspisen fought. Over the years, it became something of a rallying marker, and its presence alone accounted for many notable victories. He shakes his head with a sigh, gesturing toward the massive stone horizon of the old walls. It lies within, but no good discovery is without its pitfalls. He points toward a wide breach in a nearby section of the ancient stone facade. The Unbroken and I were attempting to recover a few relics of interest from the old walls, but a swarm of scourges put a halt to that plan. How you do see those risks from time to time? When I was training at the library, a senior scribe told me to clear the rats out of the cellar. Some of them accursed things had knotted up their tails, and he trails off, shuddering. Let's just see. What happened here was almost as bad. Knotted up their tails. What? We recovered a torch key during our ill-fated first attempt to breach the old walls. I have seen fashioned stones like it before, but what we don't know about them would fill a library. He points with a shaky finger. Unfortunately, when we were attacked, we got separated from Gregos' men, and one of the soldiers still had the torch key. His corpse does, to be exact. Where is the soldier's body? Just southeast of the breach. Take care, those beasts may still be on the hunt. What does the torch key do? It appears to be part of a lock and key system within the old walls. If only we could replicate such crafts on as grand a scale as the builders of this place. He shakes himself from a reverie. In any event, you'll need the torch key if you want to scour the ruins below. What are the next steps? Well, once you get the torch key, you'll be able to venture past the first chamber. He pauses for a moment. Oh, of course. Given our aborted efforts, you can understand why I'd be hesitant to re-enter the old walls. My scribe, Javala, didn't survive the trip. Poor girl. He cuts off his speech to eye you with interest. I don't mean to pry, but I hope that the Silent Archive has granted you the wisdom to navigate the old walls with care. Such places are riddled with traps and pitfalls that can best even the most seasoned adventurers. I'll answer any questions you have, though you're apt to tell me more of interest than the other way around, I'm sure. Tell me about the old walls. What should I inspect inside? Can you deliver a message for me? Would I? What? Why would I want to send a message to anyone? I can already do that. What should I expect inside? The worst? He looks at you with a puzzled smile, his mouth moving in several half starts. The old walls are filled with arcane beasts that attack erratically and with little warning. My colleagues can only speculate on what they are or what possible sustenance, if any, they find in the old walls. That said, if you see one, it would be unwise to approach it and ask clarifying questions. I don't need any more information from you. But some turquoise.
Sorry, I can't.
Nothing up here.
I got it.
I got it. Ooh, a two-handed sword. Is that showing me? Oh, it's terrible. Oh, it's terrible. Oh, it's terrible. Get my might up. And I think I'm going to start... That only requires one. Taunt nearby enemies every few seconds while the stance is active. Allows an additional enemy to be engaged at one time and grants a bonus. Okay, then I'll be able to get this one. Yeah. I think I'll go with this one. It's a marking effect of the thrust ability. Attacks against the marked target gain bonus accuracy. The mark lasts until the enemy dies. But before I do that, I'm going to put a point in there. Increase my critical damage. Recovery's a little better. Just got a little less armor. Sure. Oh, I can just go down there? Sweet.
Have a look here. Here.
Bane touched staff. Renown is going up, and I'm pretty sure this actually gets better as the renown goes up. So I guess I'll probably just keep that one then. She does not have one. That's the only ones I have. Okay, that's fine. I have one. So
Scourges.
There we go. Whatever. Okay, just start attacking.
Anyone else want to tangle with this old man?
Anyone?
Right.
Stop being so frightened.
Yes.
That will definitely lead me to... Oh. Sweet. Some enemies.
Heads up, we have company.
Can get up to give me that. Nope. No room. Back up. Okay. Both of you are gonna have to move.
As you command.
Okay, why... Okay,
Consider it done.
here we go.
Apologies, but I can't do that.
No, I don't want you melee hitting. Attack that one.
See that? I'm not entirely useless.
do.
Lantry, back off.
Consider it done.
You're not the tank here,
Will
Lantry.
do.
Leather. Sweet.
I got it.
Darn torch key. Got the torch key, dude.
On it.
There it is. Two-handed. DPS is down a little bit. I get all my range back. It's got less armor penetration, but it's got faster recovery and accuracy. It doesn't have devastating and rejuvenating. Let me just check for a second. Accelerates recovery on kill. Unwrap and crit, push, and weak. Interrupt weak. Okay. Channeled strength? What is this? Staggering burn? Get that out of my face. Nah. Is there anything else over here? No? Alright. Time to move on. There's some spirits.
More on their way. I'm not afraid. Are you?
Never said I was afraid. I don't know why you had to bring up being afraid. Oh. Oh.
I got it.
Will do. My wisdom is finally catching up to my age.
Ooh.
Anyone else want to tangle with this old man?
I'm all of a sudden kind of overpowered.
emphasizing that the scourges are born of magic. The old walls is their flesh.
Singe. Okay, well, at least it's going down pretty quickly.
On it.
Ooh, some water. It's unclear if this Bane snare was destroyed by the Unbroken trying to get in, or the Bane attempting to escape. Crystal and the beacon shimmers softly as you bring... Oh, Garn Torch Key. Touch the beacon with the Garn Torch Key.
So those glowing symbols on the wall. Dare you to touch him?
Can't do that.
Well, it looks like you're the one to touch them. Ha ha ha. Save.
Finally, a chance to shake the rust from my hair. Not that this place isn't clean.
The rust from your hair, huh?
Oh, watch it burn.
Making a lot of noise as if you're injured, Rumfus. But the way you look, how much damage they're doing, kind of betrays that. All those noises you're making.
It's a tough job being so remarkable all the time.
Tell me about it. I know about that. An entry. Come on now. Don't need me dying. I was just going on about how powerful I felt. You almost let me die. Come on. You gotta see the irony in that. Can't be letting that happen. All afflictions applied to Ebb have their durations reduced. Frightens nearby Banes. That's alright in here. I don't care about it being... Grants bonus lore and additional spell slots. How many points do I have in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need 2 more before I can get that. I'll get to this one. Afflictions caused by attacks last longer. Ebb uses Gravelight to teleport across the battlefield. Enemies near her cast and destination locations are hit with Gravelight attack that drains health. Drowning for 30 seconds causes raw damage over time. Prevents spell casting. Prevents spell casting. I should have read that before. Ooh. Investigate rune. Pressing the charcoal to parchment, you capture a blurry but proportionate image of the ancient relief. With enough collected imprints, it may be possible to reconstruct the original shape of the rune. This whole situation again. That looks like stairs. Ready to be constructed or moved around.
See that?
Ah! Saw it a little too late. Actually. Who's that? This is weird. Hold on a second, I've got to save my game in case I die. See subtle movement beneath the faintly glowing surface of this object.
What in the name of Kairos is that?
Oh. Oh. Lantry gestures to the body on the platform in the middle of the pit. See the armor on that corpse? That's got to be the first regent. Pausing, he gives the remains a second glance. She certainly picked an inconvenient place to perish. We'll need to raise the platform if we're going to sift through her trappings. He motions towards a crumpled form near the ledge. And that's Sister Javala. Lantry brandishes his quill with a quiet sigh, tapping it against his writing surface as he ponders the first words to write. A moment, please. She died young to prove her worth in the sages, or to the sages, as must be noted. Are you sure that's the Unbroken's leader? Until we've disproved the notion of elaborate mirage, I can say I'm certain. But that corpse is wearing the First Regent's custom panoply. So it's either the First Regent or the thief that robbed her body. For our purpose, the difference is irrelevant. The relic we seek is likely to be amongst that pile of bronze. What is this thing? It's an arcane barrier, but what it prohibits and why is unclear. At first, I thought it was the home or nest of that amorphous creature inside. I mean, there is something scuttling about and looking around, peering out with those shiny eyes. But if this were a sanctuary, why didn't the horror come out and say hello? Lantry's face turns to puzzlement. It might just be waiting for us to turn our backs. So let's not do that. Let's find a way across. Very well, we should examine everything here and see if we can decipher how the platform works. Specifically how to raise it. He gestures to Javala's body again. Perhaps we should start there. She made it this far after all. Some robes. Thorns. Oh, barb. Sages. Same. Better. There you go. Me? I'll take that humming keystone. Ah, there we go. Ah, there we go. The exact same looking, but a little bit better. So there's a small recessed panel in the stone here. It looks like can place the humming keystone.
That roadblock actually turned out to be useful.
Did you sense that? The magic barrier lost some of its hum when you inserted that keystone. Don't say I didn't warn you. We need to reach that body. Oh, I'm not arguing for turning back now. I just felt the need to burden you with a reminder that our lives are in your hands. Yes. I do not have the other keystones. What is this? The crystal on this beacon is not responding to the torch key from these old walls.
Sorry, I can't.
Ooh.
Sorry,
Okay.
I can't.
Never mind. Can't go there.
Can't do that.
Why can't I
Can't
walk?
do that. Can't do
Why
that.
can't I walk over there? So am I stuck here? Can I not do anything? Oh. There's a button here now. I knew they were stairs and waiting.
Huh.
Yes. Something to sell that I have not sold any of yet in a long while.
I got it.
I got it. Take the stone. Oh.
Well, there's no chance of me making that jump.
Hey, I asked you to leave as well.
I got it.
I'll take care of it. I'm on.
There we go.
Will do.
Stop my people from getting attacked. Why do you do
I
this?
dare you to try that again.
Hi-ya!
Wait, I did that? Nice!
The purpose of this bygone altar is a mystery. The sculptured figure cradles a bowl. Piece of rubble. Put the rubble in.
Look at that.
Get back here.
Seen that one coming.
Sorry, I can't.
Oh, did
Watch
it.
and
Good.
learn.
Yes.
Nothing else to do there. Time to go all up and around. And,
Found
whoa! Oh,
Sorry, I can't.
not where I want to go. Subterfuge.
Found something.
Yeah, you did. Hmm.
More tallies to the body count.
Can't do that.
More tallies to the body count.
Pay attention, kids. You might learn something.
Don't call me a kid, I'm old as well. You drown that spirit. Can't cure any more of those. So something with that probably pushes that over. Something spooky going on there. The other way up here is to go through there. Oh, I see what dumbness I wasn't noticing before. Okay, I'll go up the stairs. Let me level Lantry up. His accuracy is 99. Now, I wanted to get Quill Storm, but bonus to accuracy charged.
I'm not here to make friends.
Clearly not. I got it.
Wait, I did that? Nice!
Immune to poisoned? How dare you? Who's this corpse? I don't know. This hastily written note appears to be scribbled in blood and cuts off abruptly. You can barely make out the words. Don't trust Yakums. Or Yakimus. He promised me a commission with a disfavor, and I found his dumb cloak pin, or whatever it is. Lies. Or if I found it. All lies. Lured me to my death, is what he did. Ever since I arrived, these things have haunted me. I can hear them in the dark. Damn you, Yakimus. Although I believe I killed Yakimus.
Another battle. Starting to think we're bad at making friends.
Oh, if I had an iron ring for every dumbass mistake of mine.
Back up, please.
Oh, if I had an iron ring for every dumbass mistake of mine.
You said that this fight already. Stop beating yourself up so much. It happens. It's a ghost. I don't know if you noticed.
Right.
It's a ghost. I don't know if you noticed. Right. Now, let me save before touching this thing. Sapphire torch key. Touch the beacon with the sapphire, touch it with the garn. Neither. What the heck in the world is back here?
Sorry, I can't.
Each time the sea floods a harbor, another is cleared for landing.
Huh. I will take us three
Right.
to go.
So much for going back that way. You got it.
You're not close enough. Okay.
It's a battle!
What is this? You see a worn down, faded rune embedded into the wall. It's currently impossible to decipher what the rune is. Lantry's voice of ages talents is required to learn this rune spell. His voice of ages talent. Is that through friendliness with him? I don't remember how to check that. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. Voices of whatever. Voice of ages. Well, I wish I knew that beforehand. Stone of eludication. Well, I needed that anyways.
On it. Right.
Didn't work.
Interesting.
Someone hid something in that lantern. Weird. The
Still
heavy
weighing down our
keystone.
packs with rocks, are we? Noted.
Look at that.
Oh.
Fall before me.
Yeah. 192, dude.
Anyone else want some of this?
Sweet. Some more jams. I was gonna... What did this say? Bane snare seems to have ruptured on its own. This would explain some of the Bane currently wandering free.
Your day ends here.
Pity you won't enjoy this as much as I do.
I did that.
Back up.
Nice.
Where are you going? Get away. You're almost dead.
I did not see that coming.
Thing's doing a friggin' whirling dervish and
On it.
he's like, yeah, no, I'll run back into it. Why not? Do I have a death wish? Maybe. Looks like we've got more of the symbol. One more and it should be complete.
Curious.
Curious. Oh, sweet.
I'm not here to make friends.
I got it.
Oop.
Hey, nobody saw that, right?
You can stop beating yourself up anytime. Oh, when you touch the things to it, they unlock runes that you can press, depending on what the color is. That was into the main room. More? I have to come back down through here. I hope this is like a one-room friggin' floor area. Doesn't look like a one-room floor. Doesn't look like that at all. Well, with that, I'm going to stop playing for now. I will be back tomorrow. This day? Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. Sure. Why not? We'll see how it goes. Thank you to anyone who has or will watch. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.